The following program is brought to you in living color on NBC.
Good evening. I'm Jack Benny, and I want to tell you what a pleasure it is to be on Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In. Now, that's because I have a very amusing story for you. You see, it seems there were these three steeplejacks jammed in a submarine, and the taller of them said, or the tallest of them, rather, said, oh, you're going to love this. The tallest of them said...
Oh, that was hilarious. One of the funniest stories I've ever heard.
It's really funny, Captain.
Wait a minute, there's more.
Well, we haven't got time for that right now, Jack. You got to get you ready for your lion taming act. Here you go.
It's the hat, huh?
You'll need this.
Right.
What? Wait a
Great
minute.
in the hat.
What line taming act? Wait, I've never done a line taming act.
It's all right. Neither is the lion.
Oh, well, in that case...
Get his chair.
A lot of people complain Mayor Yorty spends too much time outside of Los Angeles. Most of these people are in the towns he visits, outside of Los Angeles.
I must say I'm relieved that DeGaulle is out of power. I think it was downright nasty the way he kept Christine Keeler out of the common market.
Down home, we watch Laugh-In the barn. It gives the livestock a sense of superiority.
Doing the Laugh-In show is my second favorite thing in the whole world. My first is having an unclean yak sit on my dinner.
The preceding program, which follows, was immediately pre-recorded to give the cast time to disguise themselves before leaving the studio.
Look, I told you, I've never done a line taming act.
You're terrific. For someone who's never done one, you're just great. Great.
I was? Yes. When did I do it? I didn't even do it.
Really, Jack, we don't have... You've seen this show. We don't have time for that stuff. The wardrobe lady's already pressed your ballet costume.
Ballet? But...
I think he's a 42 tutu.
I'm not a tutu. Look, I'm a 41 regular.
Well, be that as it may, come on.
And now, from beautiful downtown Burbank's Bird Sanctuary and Rifle Range, NBC ignores several threatening phone calls and presents Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In, starring Dan Rowan and Dick Martin, and very special guest star Jack Benny, plus Artie Johnson, with Ruth Buzzi, Henry Gibson, Goldie Hawn, Alan Suze, Burbank's only one-man, all-girl tuba band, Joanne Worley, Teresa Graves, Pamela Rodgers, Jeremy Lloyd, and Lily Tomlin. And me, I'm Gary Owens with an important message for tired housewives. Sit down.
I think I'll have candy.
And now, kiddies, to see what happened to Dave Tebbett when the bandits burned the Ponderosa down, set your secret decoder thing to 16 5 5 22 5 4. And for Master Mort Werner, the numbers are 12.
Down where I come from, they brought in one of those computer dating services, and it matched up the town's only two single people. You never saw two more surprised old broads in your life. Said broads. Cooper said broads.
Stuck in a place. Miss Armby, do you believe in love at first sight? Do you believe in two hearts beating as one? Do you believe in mouth-to-mouth resuscitation?
Mr. Benny, you'll just be great in the ballet number.
But what do I do?
Well, just introduce Dan and Dick and don't make any mistakes, please.
You know, people have told me that after doing my own show for so many years, it would be hard making a switch to another show. Isn't that ridiculous? Anyway, here they are, Rochester Rowan and Dennis Martin. Playing. Goldie, this is the silliest thing I've ever done in my life.
Just keep it moving, Jack. Keep it moving.
Keep
Keep it moving.
Well, I must say, you're really looking great these days. What are you doing?
Thanks. You're kind of cute yourself.
No, I mean it. You're just a radiant picture of health.
Well, I should think so. That's because of my new interest,
What's
bodybuilding.
that? Bodybuilding? Yeah, very good. Where do you work out?
Well, in a all-girl health club.
By now, I ought to know better than to ask.
All day long, it's bend and reach,
Bend and
pinch and hug, bend and reach, pinch and hug.
Dick, come on now.
Done wonders for my gotchas.
No, seriously, do you lift weights? What
Well,
do you do?
I guess so. Last night, I picked up 128 pounds. She was in the cocktail lounge next to the club.
I see.
Her name was Barbara.
Dick, we're discussing bodybuilding.
You and Barbara were discussing bodybuilding?
No.
Well, you should believe me, baby. Barbara built a better body than anyone built before. And besides that, when better bodies are built, Barbara will build them
Hey,
besides.
can we get back to the health club?
I didn't even know you remembered.
Well, I'm not. You are.
Well, I got a leotard to prove it.
For heaven's sake, how do you get into things like that?
Well, it's not easy. I tell you, just pull them on
No,
slowly.
Not a leotard, you ding-dong. How in the world did you get into an all-girls health club?
I lied.
Oh, well, that explains it.
It does?
You're not really a member of this club.
No, I'm not.
No, good.
I own it.
You own it?
Sure, every girl should try the Dick Martin road to physical fitness.
I don't think I want to hear about it.
Yes, girls, a lovelier, slimmer you in just 3 short days.
3 short days?
And 12 great nights.
Dick, where is this alleged club of yours?
In my dressing room.
Now, do you expect women to believe they'll actually lose weight in your dressing room?
Lose what?
Weight in your dressing room.
Okay, anything you say. I'll just stall till the class gets started.
Well, not me. I'm going to go to the party. You like to pan along with us?
I just saw someone wearing a completely transparent see-through blouse and the shortest miniskirt in the world. I was horrified. I mean, you'd really think that Milton Berle would have better taste than that.
Oh, Mr. Benny, I often think about how I nagged my poor departed husband. And if I ever found out where he departed to, he'll never hear the end of it.
Mr. Rosmenko, light-footed one. In our country, we've been hearing a lot about the vocal minority.
Oh, Mr. Buddha sitting there. In the old country, it's the same thing.
Is
you
it
know,
the
the
same
minority is very vocal. Yes,
Very vocal.
Very vocal. Only from Siberia, it's impossible to hear them.
I went to my doctor's office and I almost froze to death standing there 2 hours without any clothes on. He can't be a very good doctor to need 2 whole hours for an eye test.
Ever since my picture appeared in the church journal, my parishioners have referred to me as the Pray Boy of the Month.
I don't know whether to go to a topless or a bottomless club. Maybe I'll just flip a coin. Heads or tails.
Boris and I went to a sensitivity session where we found out that I'm sensitive to criticism and he's sensitive to being hit with a chair.
The Congress promised us there'd be a lot of talk about tax reform, and they were right. There's been a lot of talk about tax reform.
I was, delighted to hear that Paul McCartney is still alive. Now, if we could get the same assurance about Prime Minister Wilson.
The way the post office handles parcels today is getting rougher and rougher. No matter how your packages start out, they end up junk mail.
Goldie, you'd be the one to ask about this. You know a lot of people.
Yes, I know a lot of things.
Yes, I know. And I appreciate your telling me about them. You know, but what do you think about this? A lot of people think that the country is becoming polarized.
That now, Dan.
No.
That is ridiculous. Because the world, how can they make us Polish?
You know what, Gina? If you'll accompany me to my apartment, I'll consider it quite an honor.
Well, I'm very touched.
I'll consider that, too.
Our club tastefully agrees that 18-year-olds should be allowed to vote, just as soon as they become 21.
Tell me, Jack, what do you think about this new idea of sex education in the schools?
Well,
yes.
Actually, there's nothing new about it.
Oh,
you
really?
see, we had the same thing when I went to school, only we called it recess.
Uncle Al doesn't feel so hot today. A lot of medicine left. Well, today, Uncle Al is going to tell you the story of Hansel and Gretel.
Oh, that's boring.
Knock it off, you little babbler. Anyway, once upon a time, there were two brothers named Hansel and Gretel.
No, Uncle Al. Gretel was a girl.
Okay. Yeah, that's right, little Melissa. Isn't she cute? Anyway, Hansel and Gretel were brothers, except Gretel was a girl. And they were walking in the woods when they were jumped on by three big bears.
They were what?
Right then, a woodcutter came in carrying Red Riding Hood when suddenly the clock struck 12.
Oh, that was Cinderella.
How could Cinderella strike 12?
It was a clock.
Of course, Cinderella struck the clock. And then they all lived happily ever after, and the house was made of candy.
No, that's Hansel and Gretel.
Right. Just like you promised. And remember, the moral of the story is you can lead a horse to water, but you can't...
And now stay tuned for this important message.
Show me a factory full of drunk employees, and I'll show you a potted plant.
But you told them. Now they won't stay tuned.
Olay!
That was great.
Great.
Beautiful.
That doesn't make sense.
Well, it'll work, Jack. Trust me.
Trust
it's gonna
you?
be yeah. Have I ever lied to you before?
No.
Well, there you go. It'll work. Keep it moving.
Again, keep it moving. Hike! I just don't get it.
That's it. Keep it moving, Mr. Jack Benny. Keep it moving.
It's moving. It's moving.
Tell me, Mr. Carson, what do you think is the best way for a girl to get into television?
Well, you just see my producer, Rudy Tellez, and he'll take care of you.
Oh, thank you.
That's all right.
Oh, Mr. Carson, can you tell me the best way for a girl to get into television?
In your case, just tear off the back of your set.
In Mayberry, we turn on Laugh-In at 8 o'clock sharp every Monday. That way, the TV is all warmed up by the time the late show comes on at 9. Oh.
You know, last night I was in my basement just rummaging around in some old trunks.
Didn't you feel a little ridiculous dressed like that?
Oh, come on.
Suppose if somebody had dropped in unexpectedly.
You're being silly.
I'm silly. You're the one in the baggy shorts.
I was looking through some mementos of my youth, examining my memorabilia, and I found an old high school yearbook.
I didn't even know you went to an old high school.
Sure brought back a lot of memories. Hey, how'd you do in school?
Fantastic.
I mean, what kind of grades did you get?
Grades? We got grades?
Dick, don't you remember how well you did in class?
No, but there's a few recesses I'll never forget.
That's what I was telling you about. You see?
I think it's time for a quickie.
Why, is it recess already?
I think so. The bell just rang.
Now, hurry up, Mr. Jack Benny. You just got to read the cards. Look right there and read the cards. Hurry.
Hurry. I first met my wife, Mary, in a department store. When I married her, I figured if things didn't work, I could always take her back.
The policy of most department stores is, once you've used things, you can't take them back.
Yes, that's right. Now, come on, Mr. Jack Benny. These are the quickies. There's no time for all that.
But I...
Come here, baby. I want to hug you and kiss you and make mad, passionate love to you.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. This ain't my table. This is my table.
Man, you look like you got it made. I mean, man, I just lost my job. My apartment was robbed. My wife and kids ran out of me. I got nothing left in the whole world. How about a couple of dollars?
Why, certainly. If you think you can spare it.
We've been. You just can't sit around. There's a finale. You got the Indian. You have to put on. There's some finger painting. There's the waterfall sketch. There's so much. Oh, yeah, that's right. And the motorboat sketch too. Come on, Jack.
The motor? Did you understand all that?
Well, yes.
I think you need this more than I do, Charlie.
Thank you.
You're gonna love this. Hello. I'm the new efficiency expert. What is it that you're doing?
Oh, well, I'm in quality control, testing
yes.
the product, checking its strength.
Uh-huh. Oh, well, my goodness, that box sure did hold up, didn't it?
Well, that's the trouble. I was testing the hammer.
Hold it, just a second.
That's it. Okay, keep it moving, Mr. Benny.
Oh, hi, Gold.
How you doing?
Teresa?
I'm all right.
Good. Hey, how'd that new detergent you bought last week work out?
Well, I washed Gus's shirts in it, and everything certainly did come out white.
Well, that's great. Listen.
No. When I put them in, they were blue.
That do make a difference.
But
Please, Mr. Jack Benny, keep it moving. Keep it moving.
Ow? Say, buddy, I want my money back for these. They all have cyclamates in them.
Okay.
Thank you. Could I have a carton of cigarettes, please?
Mr. Benny, please, you've got to keep it moving. Keep it moving. Ow!
Ow! Yes, this is Dr. Kobelski. Well, the earliest I can give you an appointment is 3 weeks. You may be dead by then? Well, in that case, please don't forget to cancel the appointment.
For the quickies, Jack, you're a great doctor. Beautiful. Let's go.
You mean it's all over?
What are you still doing in the doctor's outfit?
Get out of that. Gotta get ready for the football number.
Yes, sir.
Football, Lord.
Oh, that's funny.
No football.
What a great football number.
That's over, too.
Yeah, well, listen, don't worry.
We didn't do anything.
Oh, when we add the music and the girls and the waterfall, Jack, you won't...
What waterfall?
Oh, never mind that. We don't have time, Jack. We've got to get ready for the bullfight routine.
Get that
Bullfight?
Yeah.
Bullfight.
Look, I've never... Wait a minute, it's silly.
See this
Fellas,
number.
I've never fought a bull before.
Well, neither is the bull. Don't worry about it. It's going to be beautiful. Trust me.
Different strokes for different folks.
And now this late flash. Mrs. Selma Archard, age 85. Say, that is a late flash.
Guess what? Do you want to win a chance on a wild weekend in Las Vegas?
Win or take?
Oh, how about take a chance?
Why not?
You won! You lucky winner, you gotcha! touch? Oh, my hair's a mess. I couldn't possibly go to Vegas.
It's time once again to present the Flying Fickle Finger of Fate Award.
Who gets the gold?
Just infringed upon the musical element.
I think they could pick at me, couldn't
time
they?
for the award.
Well, who gets the Golden Groper tonight?
The National Security Agency.
They bugged CIA headquarters?
No. They seem to have developed a security leak.
Ah, there's a top secret plumber in the house?
Somewhere. It's not that kind of leak, Dick. According to the Associated Press, Washington real estate developer Edward Cook was to attend a zoning meeting and needed to know the number of employees at NSA's facility at Fort Meade.
I see. We just pick up the phone and say, hello, National Security Agency. How many spies you got there?
Well, you see, that's very good thinking. Mr. Cook did that. He called them, but they wouldn't tell him.
Well, couldn't he just count the cloaks and daggers and divide by 2?
Well, he didn't have to do that because he was able to get the information from an unimpeachable source, the Russian embassy.
The Russian embassy?
That's right.
Seems kind of funny they'd know, and NSA wouldn't even tell an ordinary American citizen.
Well, that's why we're going to give the fickle finger to the National Security Agency for so zealously guarding one of America's vital secrets against Americans.
Well, here you go, and this little goodie should stop your security leak. By the way, Dan, how many people do work there?
Sorry, that's classified.
Okay, old unimpeachable source.
So I have it here, the information is working people 2,000. You can call anytime. National Security Agency has this number. Thanks.
Now keep it moving, Mr. Benny. Time for your Mountie song.
The Mountie song?
Yeah, over this way.
Buns?
Oh, good, Jack. With the Hawaiian music and the waterfall, it'll be just great.
What waterfall?
Trust me.
Twiggy is secretly in beautiful downtown Burbank and is hiding behind Audrey Hepburn.
There's the height of something. Tuning up for this show.
The State of the Union by Henry Gibson. I think the State of the Union would be better if the Union just stayed in bed.
Millhouse, this is Miss Tomlin again. I don't know why we've had a lag in our communication. Must be something wrong with your instrument. But anyway, Millhouse, this is your lucky day. Because I have the phones for you, and they're in all the appropriate colors. Well, by appropriate, I mean appropriate. For instance, now, if you're going to make a call to the fleet, you might call on our new shade of naval orange. Isn't that creative? No? Well, how about for any Oriental calls, you can use our new exciting shade of curious yellow. Oh, I did too. I just loved it. Wasn't it terrific? Did it do anything for you? No? Well, I know what we have. We have a terrific phone with an option, and it would be perfectly good for you to call all the heads of labor unions. It has a very tightly coiled cord. Well, it's coiled because it looks like it's ready to strike. Hello? 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 This is very strange. Phoenicia, this is Ernestine. I want you to send out a service check on all the circuits at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Well, because, honey, it's almost impossible to get through to that man.
Quack. People often ask me, what's my position on miniskirts? This.
Back home in Mayberry, I wanted to be a Broadway actor. So I went to a drama teacher by the name of Wells Fargo. He was my stage coach.
You dirty, dirty rat. Now you're gonna get what's coming to you. So button up your spats and listen to these pearls I'm throwing to you.
What's the news across the nation?
We have got the information.
In a way, we hope we'll,
We just love to give you our views. Ba-da-dee-da. Ladies and gents, laughing looks at the news. Here's them.
The greatest Walter Brennan impressions I ever saw. Now with the news of the present. Here's the man to whom the news wouldn't be the news without the news. Here's Licky.
I'm a Yankee Doodle dandy. Hey? Ah, I told you. You want to hear Lyle Talbot? New York City, now in its 8th week of a garbage strike, found its problem further complicated by a severe blizzard that froze 8.5 million tons of garbage in the city streets. When questioned as to the major difficulty facing his administration, Mayor Lindsay said the spring thaw. San Francisco, it was revealed today that American Indians are making territorial demands based on an ancient treaty, which stated that all federal lands not being used to the fullest shall revert to the Indians. Therefore, they have laid claim to Alcatraz Island, the Mojave Desert, and both houses of Congress. And now, take it away, Goldie.
You dirty rat. You. Roses are red. Violets are blue. The future news is up to you.
Well, very nice poem, though, Goldie.
Well, fine. Let's hear it with another poem, Dan. You dirty rat.
Goldie, I just don't know.
I do.
1990, 20 years from now, on his 7 o'clock news, get this one, though. On his 7 o'clock news, network anchorman Spiro Agnew unleashed a blistering attack on U.S. Vice President Walter Cronkite. As a result, the network reported that the Agnew News switchboard was flooded with a call from its viewer. 1990, 20 years from now, the first hippie postmaster general, Timothy Leary Jr., today announced a startling innovation in mail delivery. He has created, now listen, gang, he has created an airmail stamp that sniffs its own glue and flies by itself.
And now Laugh-In goes floating back 2 by 2 to Noah and his ark.
But what about the rabbits? You left off the rabbits.
What rabbits? There are no rabbits on my list.
Well, look, right there. Look, dumbbell. You left off the T. The way you got it, it spells rabbi.
Oh, no wonder those two with the beards made such a fuss being put next to the pigs. Well, I'll move them over to the chickens.
Hi. This is Buzzin' Ruth Buzzi speaking softly and carrying a big shtick about Hollywood. Item. Actress Elkie Summer had a violent argument with her director about a nude scene in her next picture. After 2 hours of indignant hysterics, Summer won the argument. The director agreed to let her do one. And that's the naked truth. Ruth Buzzi from Tinseltown. Kissy, kissy.
Ladies and gents, laugh and look at the news. Time now for Laughing Fables. Here we go, Mr. Jack Benny. Just read the cards and keep it moving. Keep it moving.
A wise old cat chased a young mouse across a field and finally caught him. Now, the young mouse had never been caught before, but he was smart enough to say, "Why do you, a fine old cat, want a skinny little mouse like me? Set me free. Let me eat some nuts and cheese and wheat, and I will grow fat and be a better meal." See? Well, the cat thought it over, as he later explained to a friend. Now, that was the smartest little mouse I ever ate.
Mr. Benny, wait for your laugh now.
But there is no laugh.
Now, there you go. Keep up the good work and keep it moving. Keep it moving.
Now, wait.
That's long enough.
You know what I can't understand? On a show like this... Now, what's this?
This is for your medley of mining songs. Good, good. Keep moving, Mr. Benny.
Doing the laughing show is my second favorite thing in the whole world. My first is sticking my mouth over the exhaust pipe of a bus and being dragged naked across a cactus patch in downtown Burbank during a wild pig stampede.
You know, I hear a lot about all this sex on television today, and it makes me very angry. I keep switching channels all night long and can't seem to find it.
Let me shake your hand. That was just the best.
Very good, Jack. Author!
Wow.
Tonight we're going to take a look at work.
Well, great. I'm all for that.
You mean work?
No looking at
I
it.
thought so. Did you ever have to work real hard at anything?
Well, once it took 2 dinners and a bottle of wine.
I mean pursuing something utilizing your full capacity that could result in an achievement providing great personal satisfaction. Ever do that?
Yeah, as I said, once it took 2 dinners and a bottle of wine.
I know what it means to work.
I certainly do. Often I tell girls I need understanding.
Well, what's that got to do with it?
Nothing, but it works.
Have you ever had a real job?
Sure, I was once worked part-time, but I got fired.
Why?
It was a full-time job.
I just can't believe
Just
you...
one after the other.
It's hard to believe you've never had any kind of a job.
Well, I did have one. It's carving out quite a nice career for myself, too.
Oh, really? What were you?
Well, I was a towel boy in the steam room at the YWCA.
I don't want to hear anymore.
But I got fired.
All right. Why?
Or getting too wrapped up in my work.
I think we're all getting too wrapped up in your work, and it's time we go to tonight's mod world of work. Work.
I am the gal whose work is hard. I have to cruise the boulevard. I learn to pick up the tricks of the trade. I am Rita, the new meter maid. I am Rita, the new meter maid. Want a ticket?
Painter, quick! Move your ladder. I gotta get into that closet to shut off the main power switch because Sam the electrician's got hold of a live wire.
I'm sorry, the plumber will have to move that pipe first. Union rules forbid painters doing plumber's work. Fred, come here.
Hey, hurry, move that pipe.
I can't. Not until the carpenter moves that lumber.
Carpenter, listen, will you move that board so the plumber can move the pipe so the painter can move the ladder so I can get into the closet to shut off the main power switch?
Oh, I'm sorry, but you'll have to get an electrician to move that cable off the board first. I couldn't.
Sorry, Sam.
I am a qualified chicken plucker. I pull the fuzz off a goose or ducker, strip off the swans down with 17 strokes, and I'm loaded with old chicken jokes. You ready for one? Why did a chicken cross the road, huh? To lay it on the line. Damn! I'm loaded with old chicken jokes.
I mean, first of all, to work in an office, when you work in an office, the thing, when I think it was such a hard, it was just the most draining, it was just the most hard. I mean, when you have, every day, you just feel like your face is just all, everything, your whole mind, you just feel like your brain is just twisting. You don't know what's happening. You just so, and the next thing you have to go in there and you run around, you don't know what's, then you're getting the Christmas, everybody's, you don't know, it's just the most hard, I can't even talk about it.
Yes, Fitzgerald?
Sir, As this company's efficiency expert, I have something to tell you.
Yes?
I have uncovered vast sums of money wasted due to slipshod financial management, sloppy budget coordination, and inefficient personnel.
Oh, very well. And as this organization's financial manager, budget coordinator, and personnel director, I have two things to tell you.
What?
One, you're darned efficient. And two, you're fired.
What?
I am the guy who makes Peter Pan fly. I pull a rope and he swings through the sky. Since he's always played by a Maud or a Mary, is Peter an elf or a fairy? I wonder if it's Peter a troll or a gnome.
Miss Fenster, I don't know what's happened to ethics in business. Look at this. A Swiss copy of that British design we stole from the Japanese.
I spend my days in alphabet soup, up to my A's in alphabet soup. Somebody else handles X, Y, and Z, but when you find an A, it's from me. They're delicious. When you find an A, it's from me. My name's Dolores, and I make $1.15 an hour.
Now, I believe we all understand the situation we have here. We're right in the middle of the nurses' and the doctors' strike, so the rest of us hospital employees will have to fill in the best that we can. Now, as the administrator in this hospital, I am familiar with medical terminology, so I'll read the instructions from the book. Now, what do you do?
Oh, I scrub floors.
Well, you'd better wash your hands.
Oh, no, they're clean. They've been in the mop bucket all day.
Now, you sure you can perform the actual operation?
Oh, sure. I know a lot about anatomy from preparing chickens in the kitchen.
Oh, well, that's sweet. Ready to start?
Sure, but I just like...
Well, just a minute now. You're not going to start with a pair of scissors.
What would you like?
You get the scalpel. That's the one with the sharp edge. Okay? Good. Now, it says that you ready? You make the initial incision between the hip bone and the navel about 3 inches long. You got that?
Sure, nothing to it. I'd just like to ask one thing.
What's that?
Is it before or after I cut off its head?
I don't know. Well, that's our mod world for tonight. And, Jack, about your performance in the last sketch. I don't know how to tell
I wasn't in the last sketch.
Even so, you were fantastic.
Oh, just great.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you.
Now it's time where I kiss the guest star.
Well, now you've gone too far.
Oh, thank you. For being so nice, you get a second helping.
Come on, Jack. We don't have time to fool around like that. You can have all that fun a little bit later. Right now, you got to get ready for the Easter parade number.
Easter parade?
Yep.
Look at it, it's February now.
Well, you wouldn't want to wait till everyone else does it, did you? There you go.
No, I suppose not.
Here's your firecracker.
Now, there you go. We'll be with you in just a second.
That's right.
No, but look at...
You'll think of something to do there, Jack.
What can I think of now?
Help! I told you you'd think of something, you old pro, you.
Trust me?
Well, Jack, right now it's storytelling time for our Scandinavian viewers. This is a point in the show, you've probably seen it, where our guest tells a story in Scandinavian.
But I don't speak Scandinavian.
Well, you don't have to. You see, every word you say will be translated by our old Scandinavian interpreter here.
How do you do?
No sense talking to him, Jack. He doesn't speak a word of English.
Now, wait a minute, fellas. Look, how can we do this if he doesn't understand a word of English?
Well, the people he'll be talking to don't understand a word of English either.
Sure. Oh.
Don't worry about it, Jack. It's going to be fine. Now, you go ahead and tell the story. Trust me.
Well, it seems there were these 3 steeplejacks. this submarine. And the taller one. And the taller one said,
It looks like your story was a big hit.
But I didn't even tell the story. I mean, I didn't understand a word he said.
But you didn't have to. You already knew the story.
And besides, we have a resident Scandinavian story supervisor to test reaction. Here she is. Sure, and with that waterfall behind you, it's going to be twice as funny.
What waterfall?
Trust us.
Myra Breckenridge has just won the Downbeat Jazz Pole Award as the best combo of the year.
Okay, America, shape up or ship out. General Bull Wright here, brought to you by the makers of fatigues, available in your choice of green. Now, a lot of you pussyfooters saying the Army ain't democratic. Poppycock! It's a simple matter of give and take between officers and enlisted men. That's all it is. Officers give the orders, enlisted men take them. Now, what could be fairer than that? That's it for tonight. Just wanted to clear that up. Don't forget to get my new record, Harper Valley ROTC.
I just bought my girlfriend a genuine squirrel fur coat.
You're kidding. How can you tell it's a real squirrel?
She found nuts in the pocket.
Someone's been shot.
Who?
I have.
You shouldn't have had the chili.
The dancing maiden is likened to the flicker of a candle's flame. For the Shah must take caution not to be singed.
Well, that's it for this one, folks. Time to say goodnight, Dick, and go on to the joke wall.
Yep, that's right. Now, wait a minute, fellas. Hold it.
What's the matter?
Now, just hold it right here. For about an hour now, you've been running me ragged, right? I was supposed to get a ballet number.
That's beautiful.
I didn't get that. I was supposed to get a football sketch. I didn't get that. And everybody's been telling me about a waterfall. I didn't even see that, you know. Now, I've been a nice guy, believe me. I have been waiting and waiting. I didn't get mad. I waited. I even practiced my wow. I didn't get it. I've been waiting. You've been promising me a waterfall. Now, damn it, I want a waterfall.
Well, now,
I don't care.
We've got to go to the joke
You can go if you want. I'm
We
staying.
don't have time for that. Say goodnight.
You don't have time
Good
for
night,
that.
Dick.
Good night,
Good night, Jack.
Good night, everybody.
I just got a job putting body paint on chorus girls. Only $50 a week, but that's all I could afford.
If Kay Ballard married former astronaut Wally Schirra, divorced him, married his brother, she'd be Kay Schirra, Schirra.
You know, some people say they miss the old days of burlesque, not me, but I do miss the nights.
Artie?
Now I can do my line.
I know a guy who finally found a girl who looked like his mother, cooked like his mother, and talked like his mother. Now, his mother loved her, but his father hated her.
Hello, Jack.
Can't see anything.
It's better that way, Jack.
Well, that was it.
Okay, Jack.
Okay, Jack.
Offshore oil drilling is a lot like a well-kept Hollywood... Oh, I can't go through this.
One good thing you can say about the oil slicks off Santa Barbara, at least they keep the ocean from squeaking.
What Vice President Agnew really means is do your own thing,
but do it my way.
You know what? Everybody keeps asking why I go around with my clothes all wet and everything. Well, because I'm only following directions, you know. The label says wash and wear.
Get away from me, all of you! I live in a wild neighborhood. The kids call the sex education class Operation Head Start.
Funny thing happened to me on the way to Burbank. This is it.
My uncle trained his chauffeur to be a gorilla. Well, it looked absolutely marvelous in the uniform. But how do you get a Rolls Royce out of a tree?
Sorry.
That's all right.
But guess what? I haven't slept for 10 days. But you know something else? I'm not tired.
No?
You know why?
Why?
Because I sleep nights.
You know, since the kids down on the farm started hiding their marijuana in the hen house, now there's a little pot in every chicken.
I got a friend.
Yeah.
Who crossed a sheep. Let me start it again. I've got a friend who crossed a sheep with a porcupine.
Yes?
He doesn't know what he's got, but if it knits, it's... No, I won't say it.
For as long as I can remember, Doctor, I've always had the terrible feeling that I bore people.
Very interesting. Mr. Jack Bennyfellow's all wet. His timing was trouble, and he had us rushing around like crazy. I haven't done that much running since the old days. Nevertheless, less. Lucy, my little pooption, I'd like to run into you. Do me a favor, you lovely red-headed bunch of goodies. Drop in sometimes. And you too, Gary. Just drop. Oh, Max Dillon, if you are watching tonight, and I can think of no reason why you shouldn't be, one of our lookouts saw you riding side saddle the other day. You better watch it.
Jack, I wonder if you could help us out.
We're very embarrassed about this, but you see, we've got an extra minute to fill, and maybe you could tell a story or something.
It doesn't usually happen, you know.
I see. The show went too fast.
Yeah.
Well, I guess because you know, I was moving it.
Yeah, you did.
I mean, you told me to move it. That's right. I moved it. I guess you know, it's my fault. I guess. You said move it, so I moved it. Yeah.
Now we're sure.
Well, that's it. You know me. Well, wow.
Yeah. But a story would help.
A story, right? Yeah, I see. Well, all right. I'll move the story. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Well, anyway, there were the 3 steeplejacks.
Oh, gee, that's a funny... That's the 3 steeplejacks caught in a submarine?
Yeah. Oh, you know that?
Oh, everybody... go ahead.
Well, I can have them caught somewhere else.
No.
I see. Well, there were these 3...
Well, don't repeat it, Jack. We don't have that much time. Just go along. The taller one said to the shorter one.
Yeah, oh, that's right. Yes.
Well, it's your story. Go ahead and finish it.
Oh, well, the taller one said to the shorter
Yeah,
one.
well, you know that, Jack. What in heaven's name did he say?
Well, he said...